Hi everybody, Santina here. Thanks for coming back for another video. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025, and I'm looking at my calendar and it is officially under 100 days until I retire and begin my full begin my full van life adventures. And I am dragging my feet and I feel torn. I go between looking for vans and finding a whole bunch to go and take a look at, and then kind of talking myself out of taking the time off and doing the drive to go and see them. I also had plans on several weekends in a row, so I wasn't able to go view them on weekends. And then there are other times when I'm not even looking for a van. So at this point, I don't have a van picked out or purchased. And the reason I kind of hesitate is because I live in an apartment complex and I would have to buy that van, insure it, and park it in the parking lot, which won't be a problem. But I really don't want the overlap between having two vehicles. I'm not trading in my car, I'm giving my car to my son. So I'm really thinking I'll probably hold off on my purchase of my van until April. I know that's cutting it really close, but I think I could probably do that as long as there's a van available. And if not, then I have the flexibility of not beginning my travels until later in the year. So it would just change the route that I would take. I would then I'd go north for the summer, but I'd want to come back down the East Coast for fall because I love the fall colors. So anyway, there's a lot of moving parts when you're getting ready to buy a van and move into it. And I toggle, and I'm still working full time, but I toggle between doing a whole bunch of stuff like purchasing my power station and a couple of other things, and then not doing anything. And so this week I have not done anything. Let me show you a couple of purchases though that I did make that I forgot to show you before. So during the Cyber Monday sales, I was able to pick up a couple of things. I had some gift certificates for REI, and I was able to pick up a couple of things from REI. This is a microfiber towel. It's not very small, but it is ultra thin compared to my bath towels. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see thinness on the video. So it's ultra thin, but it is a huge bath sheet. So let's see. It's almost as tall as me. So if I hold it up to my shoulders, it's dragging on my feet, dragging on the ground. And I just need to wash it once, and then the absorbency will increase. So I got that, and I'm only going to take the one for now, and then if I need a second one because of having to do laundry and not having a towel available, then I will purchase one in my travels. But this one was on sale, end of year clearance, I guess. And then I had this tucked away because I'm actually using it. So I bought a couple of what one of the brand names is called Kula cloth, and it's just this little, I have two of them, I think the brand name here is Kane or Kane, and I don't know how good they are compared to the brand name Kula, but it is reusable toilet paper, basically, is what it is. And I have used it, and they say that they don't smell, and it doesn't really smell. I'm not real picky or finicky about bodily fluids. They don't really bother me. But anyway, so I have this in my closet because my son that I live with takes literally hour-long showers. The water's running for an hour. And oftentimes I drink lots and lots of tea throughout the day. And oftentimes I really have to go. So I have a jar in my closet to pee in, and then I use this as the disposable toilet paper. And then there's no instructions with it. I imagine you wash it once in a while, but I have no instructions, so I don't know how often you wash it. I guess as often as you want. The good thing about the Kula Claws is they have this little snap, and you can actually hang it. It stays open so it dries, even though you've just used it, but then it dries out so you can use it for the next time, and it dries really quickly. And I have the other one hanging on my backpack so I can swag wag, right? Swag rag. So I can take that when I'm out in the woods hiking, and then the other one I just have in my closet because that happens to be where I pee when my son's in the bathroom. We only have one bathroom. What else? I mean, I'm not making much progress at all. So maybe the van series, getting ready for the van life, is going to be much more in April time frame or May itself. That's all I've gotten so far. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do for books. I'm an avid reader. I go through maybe 3 or 4 books a week from the library. I do purchase some books, but they're more reference materials. Like I have books on mushrooms and books on bird books and other some spiritual books that I keep and that are going to go into the van with me, and I'll show you those at the time that I move in. But for the most part, everything else that I read, which is biographies, novels, and self-help books, are books that I get from the library. And I don't like to read online. I just kick the camera. I can't stand reading on my phone, and I don't actually have a computer. Considering getting a tablet, and maybe I'll do that and then do the Libby app, which is free for all library systems as far as I know in the US, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do that. I'll buy the tablet once I'm on the road if I really can't stand reading on my phone. The other solution that I have to that is go visit libraries. Go, and if they have the book on their shelf, read it from where I left off and just keep a note as to where I was in the book, and then as I move on down the road, go to the next library and see if they have the book and just continue reading it. I don't know if that will work. I do tend to read 3 or 4 books at a time though, so I'm used to stopping and starting a book and picking up where I left off. Oh, and one last thing that I want to show you, and I don't know why I made this, but I did. Here, you can see behind me, that's the closet I pee in. I started a crochet project the other day. It started out as a granny square, and then it turned into a huge Afghan. And I can't really show you the whole thing, but I really enjoyed making it, and it's very comfortable. It's acrylic yarn, but it's kind of, I'm using it kind of now as my yoga blanket, and I can use it as a something to sit on if I need to elevate my bottom. As if any of you who do yoga know, sometimes you sit up on a block. I don't own blocks, so I can put it down, fold it up like this, and sit on it, and it gives me nice height to kind of elevate my hips in some of the poses, seated poses. And what you see behind me, that's my genealogy, by the way. I work on genealogy for the family. Anyway, I made it. I love it. I love the colors. I enjoyed making it. It's really awesome to, I can't read while I crochet, but if I am listening to something like a podcast or a YouTube video, it's awesome to have something to do with my hands. And so I'm probably going to be continuing doing that while I'm on the road and making projects, because you can pick up yarn anywhere, and I just bring my set of needles, and you can pick up free patterns online. And I have another couple of projects that are in the works. One is a granny square sweater that I made all the granny squares for, and I just need to put together. I started to attach them and I didn't like it. They didn't have any border in between. And what I'm going to do is join them with a border in between. So that's my next project. And then I also started on another Afghan. I don't know why. I don't need them. I have Afghans. I have 4 or so Afghans from my childhood that my nanny made. So this was one that she made for the family room that anyone would use when they got chilly in the family. That was the living room. That wasn't the living room, right? Not the formal living room, but the family room. And I love it, and it's on my bed. And it's all the old colors from the 1970s, I guess, is when she made it, because I remember her making it. And then she made me one specifically for me, and it's tiny. I can't, it's a lap Afghan. I can't even use it because it's so small. She made it for me when I was a tiny little girl, but I treasure it. And another one, I have another one from her that's not out. We're not using it currently. And I just treasure them. So I don't want to bring them in the van in case something happens to the van, like I get in an accident or the van catches on fire or something like that. I'm not going to bring things that are precious to me that I could potentially lose and would feel really bad losing. So sentimental things. So I will take this with me when I go in the van if I need an Afghan. And that's it, guys. I'm still working. They still have not found someone specifically to take over my role. My friend Karen says, that's not your problem. And it's true, it's not. And they have the date that I'm retiring. And so I'm working on a transition plan, and I'm gonna transition it to anyone that they select. And it's gonna be tough to do it in 3 months. I don't think they realize how much I actually do. It's going to be really tough to train someone in just the 3 months that are left, but I'll do my best, and that's it. I have nothing to report. I'm thinking about a lot of things and how they're going to get done while I'm on the road. I use a specific brand of protein powder that I'm on a subscription for. What I might do is just buy it at Walmart. They have it. It's just much more expensive. It's almost like twice as much, but it's a lot more convenient to buy it from Walmart than to wait around for it. So decisions like that I have to make, and I can always change my mind when I'm on the road. But I just haven't decided yet. And you start thinking about all of those things when you're planning van life. How I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So things like that I'm coming across and thinking about and writing up lists for. Someone mentioned the other day, my friend Karen mentioned her America the Beautiful Pass, and I'm not eligible for it yet. I think it's for 65 and older. I'll have to check into that. It might be 62, but I'm still not eligible for it. But I would love to have an America the Beautiful Pass to get into national parks for half off. That would be awesome. My friend Sandy gave this to me. Anyway, this is an awesome book about the national parks, and I have started reading through it and getting very inspired by it. And it's interesting how the book is laid out because it's not alphabetical. He did it by how he would travel from one national park to another national park, but it's not how I would travel. So he goes from, for instance, from Acadia National Park in Maine to Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio. That's not how I'm traveling. So it's a little hard to find things because you can't just go alphabetically to the state that you want, and there's no index. So you can't find out what page Florida starts on, or Texas, or whatever. But it has a lot of good features in the book, and it'll give me some ideas of where to go. I mean, I'm gonna try to hit all 59 of the national parks, but it gives me some good ideas about what trails are good to hike. The trails that I do are usually easy to moderate or intermediate, whatever they're called. I don't do those more challenging trails where you have to scramble over rock boulder fields. no, not there yet. So, and I don't know if I ever will be. So it gives you an idea of what trails you can do as either a beginner or an intermediate hiker, which is not something that you'd have to stop at the national park to get the trail map in order to learn, which I probably will do anyway, just to collect the trail map. But you have to pay for those at most national parks, and this one's free and already has maps in it, and it has all the visitor center, and then it tells you activities that are there, like stargazing or biking or whatever, ranger programs, what you know, whether pets are allowed. He also gives a suggested itinerary of what to do on the first day, second day, etc. So it's a very interesting book. So Sandy, thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to visiting each and every one of these places and then taking some notes, as well as doing YouTube videos about them. I know you can't take YouTube videos in the national parks themselves, but I can at least talk about them on here and let you know what my experience was. And that's it for now. I don't really have much going on, even though it's only 99 days until I retire. But hopefully the next time I check in with you, I will have done some more van searching, maybe even seen some vans that I want to take to my mechanic to get checked out. Maybe put a deposit down on them, but not purchase them until that maintenance has been, the maintenance check has been done. And then who knows, maybe if I do find my ideal van between now and before April, I will go ahead and buy it anyway and park it here and begin putting my stuff in it, and I can begin putting things in the van and seeing how they fit and getting ready to take a shakedown trip as soon as it gets nice and warm. And hopefully I'll have more news for you next time. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Bye.